pretty much more of the same, talking about the coup or the lack of it, certainly in terms of the language they're willing to use, saying that it's really not in the US's interest to say either way whether the situation in Egypt was a coup. They've said here from the White House today that there have already been consequences in terms of consequences and measures that America has brought, not least cancelling or delaying the delivery of those F-16 jets, and also cancelling those military exercises, the biennial Bright Star war games that were due to take place later in the year. So they say they've already acted, but ultimately it is up to the interim government to sort out this situation.
It is incumbent upon the interim government in Egypt to follow through on their promise to transition back to a democratically elected civilian government in Egypt. It's also important for that interim government in Egypt to respect basic human rights. That includes everything from the right to peaceful protest, and it means the end of politically motivated detentions. But we have made our position on these issues, on these very important issues, crystal clear.
And last week, President Obama saying that America doesn't pick sides in Egypt. Of course, that $1.5 billion per year of military aid would certainly suggest they are supporting the generals there. And actually cutting that aid is, of course, the focus here. It's been a lot of questions throughout the White House briefing today as to whether that could happen, whether they're working towards that, whether that is indeed the plan. It is really their main card that they could play. So I suppose there may be a fear that if they do play that card and it doesn't work and the situation doesn't change in Egypt, what then? So it's certainly something a road they're not willing to go down just yet. But as the violence continues in Egypt, the pressure certainly mounts.